Welcome back to Evergreen Speedway, home track heroes in the CW11. Granite Construction is the proud sponsor of our Super Sprint Car Series and is approaching their 100th year in business. Granite Construction is an award-winning company and a great place to work. Find your dream job today at graniteconstruction.com. Let's throw things down to Troy DeCare to look to the inside of what a sprint car cockpit looks like.
My name is Troy DeCare from Tampa, Florida, driver of the 41 first line sprint car here. We're going to take a little dive inside the cockpit of a sprint car and give you guys the ins and outs of what it's like inside of one of these things. Yeah, so the difference, like in a sprint car than most traditional stock cars, is our throttle we actually run up and down. The brake pedal we slide it with the drive shaft, and this is the fuel pump cable that runs back to the fuel cell. It actually runs between our legs. Fuel shut off, steering gear. I mean, obviously our knees, we're in a more of a 90-degree upright, configuration as opposed to like a lay down as you would be in a late model or something like that. Other than that, it's pretty standard. We just have our gauges. This runs our wing ram, our cylinder that moves our wing back and forth as fuel load burns off. We have a brake bias down here to adjust, the ballast of the brakes front to back when we're looking to achieve something different in the settings of the car. Those are pretty much the only two tools we have at our disposal with this particular class, but that could hopefully familiarize you guys with the cockpit of a sprint car.
Talk about cramming everything into a tight space.
Yeah, it's not like running around in a Cadillac, that's for sure. Although there's some interesting parts to a pavement sprint car that you don't see in a dirt car. That pedal setup, especially with the floor mounted, you don't see in a whole lot of places. And it's a right-hand drive steering box. The Pitman arm and drag leg come out the right-hand side of the car. A lot different than what we see on the dirt, which are all on the left-hand side.
Well, talk about that torque tube run right between your legs too. That's got to be nerve-wracking. But
she makes her cramped.
Yep, there you see the Granite Super Sprint cars out on the track as we will get to your lineup right here. Starting in the front row, we got the 36 of Jason Thomas, sponsored by Isaacson Dozing, and who is outside the 57 of Evan Martinson.
A couple of veterans in row 2. Todd Coleman, the 44 in the Fleet Service sponsored machine. Randy Dubois in the 7D, presented by Geico in first line.
And in the next row, we got Cameron Neisinger in the 12 car, a past champion. It is outside the 41 of Thomas Richardson.
Row number 4, Jake Mann in the 8 First Line Systems Inc. sponsored car. Reese Getz, the 95, sponsored by Great Western Transport.
And in the next row, we got the 9 car of Jay Dishnu, sponsored by First Line Systems Inc. also. And then the 41X of Troy DeCare, also sponsored by First Line Systems Inc.
Greg Middendorf in the 4 car. Tony Seidelman in the 63 with the Pam and John Gidlin sponsorship on him.
And rounding out the field, the 19 of Chase Sabato and the sponsored by First Line Systems Inc. And the 69 of Chloe Hudson, sponsored by Happy Valley Trucking. And these are the fastest cars you will see on this 3/8 mile racetrack all year long, coming to the green flag. As there we see Jason Thomas and Evan Marginson barreling down into turn 1. Such great corner speed on these cars.
Yeah, insane power on a sprint car. The horsepower to weight ratio on a sprint car is unlike anything else that you're going to see outside of high-end NHRA things. As you've got Marginson out to the early advantage in this.
And look at that 41 car of Troy DeCare, and he is from Tampa, Florida. Probably one of the most winningest sprint car drivers in the nation when it comes to asphalt, as he is making quick work of the middle of the field, trying to hunt down, I think that is the 3rd spot of Randy Dubois.
Yep, Dubois is under the gun from DeCare. DeCare, the heir apparent to Dave Steele, is the king of Florida down there in their pavement wars, and pavement sprint cars are everything down in the Sunshine State.
And there you see the other 41 car. That is Thomas Richardson, who actually put Chance Crum in that car a few times last year. Got a win with that car, so it's definitely a winning machine. But up front, it is all the 57 of Evan Marginson.
Man, Marginson is an ace in open wheel cars. He has won in a 600 micro, a Focus Midget, a 360 wing sprint car. We've seen him be a track champion in WMRA midgets and more. So Marginson knows how to hustle anything with a wing or without an open wheel style round, and he has opened up a big lead early.
Yeah, and Tony Seidelman, he just got the mechanical black flag. You see him back out on the 5/8 track. Hopefully we'll see him back out later on this year and they get whatever bugs worked out of that red car. But here we see some mid-pack battling. That is Reese Getz in the 95. battling with Richardson in the 41.
Getz, the son of Alan Getz, and Alan made quite the name running NSRA back in the day. Reese, pretty adept on both the pavement and the dirt himself, a feature winner all over the place. Call him the Panda.
And unfortunate issues for his brother, Chase Getz, who had issues with his torque tube during practice, so he was unable to make the start this night, but we'll see him back out, I'm sure, this year. But Evan Martinson in that beautiful-looking black and yellow car up front, that is a new look for him this year.
And we've got action up in the front of the field as Dubois working on Thomas going into turn number 1 and down the back straightaway. Good 2x2 battle as you see him sparking it up, getting into turn number 3. That is second, third, and fourth. Thomas on the inside, Dubois on the outside, and DeCare just biding his time.
Yeah, these cars really show the characteristic of this 3/8 mile track, as you see sparks flying as they hit that bump going into turn number 3, and sparks flying as they hit that bump going into turn number 1. As Thomas is all over the place, I wonder if that left rear tire is possibly going down early. It looks like it has a lot of wear, maybe missed the setup a little bit as he's wearing it off early. Tons of sparks still flying from underneath that car.
Well, DeCare has been unable to work his way around the outside of Thomas, and in fact backs off a little bit coming off the fourth corner. These laps are going to go awfully quick in the sprint cars. They're running around here 13 and 14 second laps, the fastest that you're going to see. These races are going to go like a blink of an eye.
And you'll saw one car right there just get into the dirt. That was the 69 of Chloe Hudson, as she's able to make contact right there with Troy DeCare going into turn number 1. As unfortunate there for Troy making some contact with a lap car, but they keep it rolling forward as that tire is now down on Thomas. You see that left rear down on the 36 as he tries to limp it to pit road, as they all are able to avoid. You saw Jake Mann in that white car flash by. Tough break. You see the sparks flying, but back up front with our leader still at the 57.
Martinson wants to see this race stay green at all costs right now, as he has got a massive advantage over Dubois and DeCare. Watch him coming out of 4, and there's Dubois just getting into turn number 3 at the time. So Martinson picking him up, putting him down, and we're halfway through already.
Yeah, you saw Chloe Hudson, that yellow car, pull off track. Mechanical issues for her as well. So unfortunate break there for the 69 machine, but here we pick up with that mid-pack battle. You see Chase Sabato going a lap down, but here comes Todd Coleman, that 44, trying to hold off the Panda of Reese Getz.
Toddco and Getz going after it. Coleman, who's had a 25-plus year career running pavement sprint cars at this point in time, the Linwood, Washington driver, and he is going up against Reese. Reese out of Snohomish, looking to the inside, coming off the corner, and you can see he's carrying a lot of speed, just got to find the line.
Yeah, I think the 95 is possibly a little bit faster, hanging that right rear tire out just a little bit. And what was interesting, we saw the left rear go flat on the 36 of Thomas. Why is that, Caleb? Is they just putting that much pressure on that left rear, trying to get it to stick?
With the wing on, you have these cars that want to come over and really squat on the left rear tire, so you're going to see an abundance of wear, although that thing went down super fast. So my guess is that he got cut somewhere or just didn't have a whole lot of tire life to begin with.
Yeah, you think the right rears is where you see a lot of the issues with, because they hang out that tire so hard and put a lot of pressure on it. But there you see the big lead that Evan Martinson has, as we just have 10 laps to remaining already. These cars are picking them up and putting them down very fast.
Yeah, Martinson in a full straightaway and then some, coming up into slower traffic, and Evan is one of the best that we've seen in the Northwest in slower traffic as well. He is very aggressive and decisive when it comes to getting around lap cars. The quicker he can put them away, that's people in between him and second place, and he can maintain that advantage.
And these are no slouches he's putting a lap down. We see Jay Dishnu in that red number 9 and the 4 of Mittendorf. Jay almost won the Rory Price Memorial a few years ago. He led for the first good portion of it until a mistake coming off of turn number 4 put him into the inside fence. So we'll see what Martinson's able to do with that 9 as they go side by side right in front of your leader. That is not what he wants to see. It's a battle for second, really heating up now. Troy DeCare putting a ton of pressure on Randy Dubois.
Yeah, get a look at first and then way back to second and third, although Martinson now has 2 lap cars in between them. It's Dishnu in the 9 lingering ahead as you get a battle for second, and to the bottom goes DeCare and makes an easy pass.
Yeah, DeCare is definitely more toned to these longer races. 30 laps is really a sprint for him, so he might have been saving up early and might have saved too much and waited too long to make his move, because he is on a tear now, putting down some of the fastest lap times we've seen all day.
He has really narrowed that gap already. It was over a straightaway and now down to about half a straightaway, coming into 4 to go, and Evan Martinson's going to have to get on his horse. The car of Dishnu ahead of him is fast enough to really kind of hang Evan up, and one of the things with the air and the turbulence that these cars drive behind them, you don't want to follow somebody too long. It makes your race car loose.
Yeah, it's not quite like your typical stock car where you want that car in front of you to break that air up and you suck into their draft. These can really upset the cars, as we see Troy DeCare trying to put Middendorf a lap down and get a clean run to the leader of Evan Marginson. Coming to 2 laps to go. We'll see what Troy DeCare has.
DeCare might need a break. He's going to have to dispatch with Middendorf quickly, and there he goes in 1 and 2. So now he's past him. There's no lap cars in between Marginson and DeCare. However, the white flag out this time around, and there's the break.
Not quite to the white flag, so we'll definitely have a restart here. As you see Todd Coleman, a trail of fluid to that car, so not a tire issue, an engine issue for him there. Tough break for Coleman, your 3rd place starter.
Man, Todd was having a pretty decent run. We watched him battle with Getz for a long period of time and just kind of sitting sad up in the top of turn number 2. And that is going to give us a shootout.
Yeah.
Marginson and DeCare. I mean, you're talking one of our studs versus the invading guy from Florida coming up.
Exactly.
And I'm assuming we're looking at green-white checkered here?
Yeah, we'll be a green-white checkered, and it's going to be it was all Marginson and DeCare for that lead battle. Dubois and Jake Mann, Cameron Eisinger, they were all way out of the picture at this point. They're all back in the mix as well, so it just takes that one possible contact. Tire-to-tire contact's not good in these cars. That could really upset them, kill the momentum, let a new driver in for that win.
We'll see how DeCare wants to play this coming in, as you almost want to be the hunter rather than the hunted in this scenario. And DeCare going to come down, going to be on the outside of Marginson in a 2x2 restart.
Yep.
I can't begin to tell you how much of an advantage it is in a sprint car not having to trail somebody again because of the turbulence of the air that's kicked up.
Exactly, and the restart line, this was said in the driver's meeting, is there off of turn number 3, and that is not where the line is. Evan Marginson gets a huge jump on Troy DeCare. We'll see what the officials have to say, but for right now, it is Troy DeCare hunting down Marginson, trying to get a run off that corner. I don't think he's out of the running yet. As the yellow lights come on, they did not like that start from Marginson. Tough break there for the 57. As there you see, that's the line that they're supposed to restart from. It's supposed to be a steady pace through 3 and 4, and Marginson got a huge jump. That is a tough break there for the 57. They're going to give him a warning this time. But there we see a couple of the cars that we mentioned. There's Richardson, Jake Mann, Jay Dishnu also in the mix. So it really just takes one mistake from your front 2 to allow a new car to put their name in the ring.
Well, Marginson, again, you saw him launch like corner exit going into 3. So there's your one warning.
Yep.
We'll see what happens on round 2.
Yep.
So it's Marginson and DeCare, and DeCare is going to get a chance now. Okay, he's seen Marginson restart. He saw how fast that car was inside. Let's see if he goes to school and maybe Troy tries something a little bit different.
Yeah, definitely some mind games being played there. Is now they got a really good feel for the tires. The tires could have sealed over during that red flag condition as they cleaned up Todd Coleman's car. So now they really got a feel for what all they have underneath their car, as we'll see them roll through. And that's still kind of an early jump from Evan Marginson. We're back under green flag. As we'll see, Randy Dubois makes a little bit of contact, or that was not Dubois, that was Dishnu made some contact with the outside wall down the front straightaway. They all keep it straight. There goes Evan Marginson, and oh no, another callback start on the 57 of Evan Marginson.
And that time we'll see a penalty.
Yeah, we'll see if it's just a one spot or what. We'll see what the officials do. Sometimes they'll swap them with the 3rd place car. Sometimes they'll send them all the way to the rear. Tough break for the 57. He maybe went maybe another 20 feet from where he did on the first restart, but that was still a lot earlier than what they mentioned the drivers mean to these to the sprint cars.
Well, the penalty is yet to be enforced, if there is one coming, and here it comes.
Yep, there's John Peterson. He's sending him all the way to the rear. That's a pretty clear sign of where you need to be. Back at the tail end of the field, you see the drivers going around him. That's tough break for Marginson. He dominated this race, led flag to flag, and tough break for him there.
Officiating is the roughest job of the raceway. It is an absolutely thankless job, and that's one of those calls that, you know, you're taking your race leader and sending him to the back with 2 laps to go in a race that he's dominating.
Yeah.
That's one that I would lose sleep over having to make that call, but again, the rule's the rule.
Exactly, yeah. And it was told to them in the drivers' meeting, it's a new rule for them this year, that restart line. Tough break for Evan Marginson, so that's going to put Troy DeCare on the front row. And from what I've seen this race, I don't think it's going to be enough for anyone to hold past him if he's able to clear him going into turn 1 and turn 2.
I don't think Troy DeCare has ever met a gift horse he didn't like.
So we'll see Troy DeCare leading him to the green flag. Much slower pace through 3 and 4. This is what they wanted to see, as he gets a great launch coming off of turn number 4, as they are almost 3 wide behind him for second place.
Yeah, Richardson actually taking a bite to the inside there. Dubois, good job to turn him away, as that's Mann trying to hang on to third in the outside lane.
Yep.
There's the white flag.
Ooh,
one more time around.
The Panda got really loose off of turn number 4, Reese Getz, but he's able to save and keep it pointing in the right direction. Randy Dubois with a great run. You see sparks flying on that lower temperature. And here they come off at turn number 4. It is Troy DeCare all the way from Tampa, Florida, your winner, with Randy Dubois P2 and Jake Mann coming from nowhere. He was, I think, 6th place when that first caution came out, able to rally to a 3rd place finish. But Troy DeCare, what a run. We'll head downstairs and hear from him.
Man, first of all, welcome to Evergreen Speedway. What do you think of the place?
It's cool. I was here in the opener in 19. Newman brought me out. I was fortunate enough to win that one. Then came back for the Rory Price, and similar deal. I was second, got to the leader, and the red flag came out, and wasn't able to seal the deal there, ran second. So hate to win it like we just did, but I guess he was just a little nervous on those restarts.
But they were talking up above about what was going through your mind on your restart. That had to have been a lot to deal with.
I mean, I felt like I had a really good car. I mean, I think if it had stayed green, I'd have been able to fire one off in there on the behind the lap before the red flag. But you know, the yellow flag, I was like, okay, we'll see how this goes. If these tires don't seal over from sitting too long, we should be all right. And the first time he jumped, I actually went through 1 and 2 pretty good, so thought I was going to be able to get him regardless. But he, like I said, he was just a little excited there, I guess.
All right, and talk about the people helping you out, because that thing is a missile.
Yeah, I mean, just pretty much, you know, Mike Newman, everything he does for me, he brings me out here from a long ways to drive that race car, and he built that thing for me, and he actually bought it out of Tampa there. It's the car I prefer. So, I mean, to have a car like that that gives you everything you need, I mean, it's just a real cool deal. It's a blessing to have him and Kim think that much of me to drive their race car. You know, Jay, Reese, Chase, all those guys, Jake, everybody does all the work. I just get to show up here and drive. So, you know, Mike did a killer job setting that thing up. And, you know, like I said, I'm just a dummy who gets to drive it.
How are you, pal? You had a good time?
Yeah, we had a great time. Our car kind of got a little tight at the end, and I probably should have dumped the wing forward a little bit more. But, you know, we had a good race. We had a good hot rod early. The car was flying, and this is a car we hadn't ran in a couple of years, so we're getting used to it. We're pretty happy with second place, so, you know, it's a good start to the year.
And talk about the great names on the side of your car.
The what?
Great names, the sponsors on your car.
Oh, yeah. First Line, Michael Newman, Geico, and RJD Construction.
Well, that was cool.
Oh, that was great, man. That was awesome. I didn't think I had anything, you know, for anybody, really. I just thought we were going to finish the race where we were, and had the caution, restart, and, yeah, positioned me on the high side, and there's just so much grip on the high side, so yeah, it actually worked.
Talk about the help you're getting on this car.
Oh man, I can't do this without Mike Newman, First Line Systems Inc., Curo Insurance. Oh man, Great Western Trucking. That's about it. All right. Yeah, there's a lot of people, but they know who they are, and yeah, we couldn't do it without them.
And what a phenomenal way to wrap up the show. It was great racing from every division. And if you want to come out to Evergreen Speedway, you can. The next event will be June 5th for DriftCon. And next week on this show, you'll be able to watch all the Memorial Day action from a 2-day event.
Memorial Day craziness.
Exactly.
I love it.
And then a couple of sprint car events coming up.
Yeah, open wheelers are back. We will see the Granite Super Sprints June 19th. Coming up July 3rd, you'll have the sprint cars and the Focus Midgets once again. And then all the way into August, I know it's a little bit far, but check it out. Rory Price Memorial is coming up. That is the pavement open wheel event of the year. It's going to be
Exactly.
awesome. Make your plans to be at the track then.
Yep, and a few other awesome events we have coming up. We got the Mark Galloway on the 5/8 mile pro and super late models, both 75 laps on June 26th, and then the Summer Showdown the 23rd and 24th of July. Definitely not one you will want to miss. Thank you so much for watching Evergreen Speedway Home Track Heroes here on CW11. My name is Kyler Hope, and this was Caleb Hart.
Thank you very much. We'll see you guys next week.
Thanks for watching Evergreen Speedway's Home Track Heroes on CW11. Join us next week for more great racing from Evergreen Speedway.